Welcome back everyone, a new Hytale pre-release update just dropped, and this one adds a feature the community has been asking for years, proximity voice chat. But that's not the only big change. This update also brings new farming tools, a major potion rebalance, expanded alchemy progression, and a number of improvements to world generation and the game engine. So let's break down the most interesting changes from Update 4 Part 3. Starting with the headline feature, players can now communicate using spatial voice, meaning the closer someone is to you in the world, the louder they will sound. As players move further away, the voice will gradually fade out. Voice chat is disabled by default, but you can enable it in the audio settings and configure things like input device, noise suppression, and push to talk. When players nearby are speaking, a UI indicator shows who's talking, and their avatar will animate while they speak, even while doing emotes or being attacked. You'll also notice subtle audio differences depending on the environment. For example, voices sound different when underwater or in more echo-heavy areas like a cave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 3, 4, 5. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Overall, this is going to make multiplayer worlds feel way more alive and probably lead to some pretty funny moments when playing with friends. The avatar creator also received 7 new hairstyles, along with updates to 3 existing ones. I'll quickly flick through them on screen so you can take a look. Let me know in the comments which one you like the most. The potion system has also received a major overhaul. Several coloured potions are now decorative items, meaning they're purely cosmetic rather than consumable. At the same time though, health, stamina and energy potions have all been reworked, and these changes now tie closely into the Alchemy Bench progression. I'll put the detailed stat changes on screen here if you want to pause and read them, but the key changes are stack sizes now scale with the potion's strength. Stamina potions are now consumed instantly. Overall, this makes potion usage much faster and smoother during combat. For farming, 2 new tools have been added, the Copper Sickle and the Iron Sickle. You can now also hold the input to continuously swing the sickle. This allows you to harvest crops much faster. But one thing to keep in mind though is that each successful swing still consumes 1 durability, regardless of whether you harvest 1 crop or 20. That said, the new tools like the Iron Sickle has 400 durability, which is 4 times more than the crude sickle's 100. So overall, farming should feel much smoother and faster. The Alchemy Bench actually receives even more expansion in this update. Not only does it now support the updated potion system, but it also gains new tiers through 3, 4 and 5. These tiers introduce a new tab containing seeds for blood, storm and Azure crops. Before I move on, this update also introduces pink crystal shards, which drop from pink crystals. All types of shards can be used to craft Crystal Fertilizer, which is required to grow these crops. Some of the higher tier plants also have unique growing conditions. For example, some crops may need to be planted next to water, against a 2-block high wall, or just next to a gold block. These plants can then be harvested with a sickle and used as ingredients for potions, or salvaged into decorative petals. So, overall this update adds a lot more progression to the alchemy workbench, helping create a steadier resource flow while tying farming more closely into Hytale's gameplay systems. There are also some improvements to NPC encounters. When enemies are defeated, they now trigger death particles and drop their items as their bodies disappear, adding a bit more visual feedback to combat. Temple golems have also been updated so that each type now reliably drops its corresponding gem. These include emeralds, rubies, sapphires, and more. This gives players a much more consistent way to farm these valuable resources. But not diamonds. Those you still have to find underground, like I did in episode 1 of my Let's Play. I'll put the video up on screen if you want to check it out. Things like raindrops hitting large bodies of water can now sound more natural. Let's take a listen. Awesome! For UI and quality of life, a handful of quality of life improvements have also been added. Interaction hints will now appear when hovering over objects such as gathering items showing a picked prompt, and doors and fences and trapdoors showing an open prompt. Furthermore, the remote wheel can now be navigated through using the mouse wheel, which should make browsing them easier, especially once more emotes get added. This update also includes several changes to the world generation and biome systems. Some of these are more technical behind the scene improvements, so I'll put the exact changes up on the screen here if you'd like to pause and read through them. These include updates to the prop system using the world generation, as well as tweaks to how certain biomes and environmental elements can spawn. Gold ingots can now be converted to gold bricks using the builder's workbench. This update also includes several improvements for modders and creators. I'll put most of these changes up on screen now, but one I was able to show is the updated tint blending system, which now supports different blending options and varying opacity levels. These updates should make building and content creation workflows much smoother. And finally, this update also includes dozens of bug fixes across combat systems, world and blocks, UI, and modding tools. Rather than going through them all here, I'll put the full list on the screen up now, so you can pause and read through them if you're interested. Overall, this update brings a great mix of social features, gameplay adjustments, and technical improvements. Proximity voice chat alone could completely change how multiplayer worlds feel, and the ongoing improvements to tools and world generation show the engine is continuing to evolve. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please make sure to subscribe for more Hytale development news and updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.